I got to say this, and then I'll let you chirp in. But I have to say this: I am so burdened by what I saw come out of Rome 2 weeks ago, when the Holy Father stepped up at a climate change thing, and he blessed that big ice cube. And I've watched some podcasters say, "Oh, what's the big deal? You Catholics are getting hung up on this." No, you don't understand. The Vatican is getting behind what I mentioned earlier in the show, the two pillars of this diabolical revolution called the Great Reset. This is communism. This is the fulfillment of what Our Lady said in Fatima 1917, that the errors of Russia will spread around the world, resulting in the annihilation of nations, the persecution of the church, and wars. We are on the very cusp of that being totally fulfilled. And what and I'm not judging Pope Leo. I don't know his heart, but all I know is we've seen Pope Francis get behind, especially the first part, the COVID part, endorsing that whole program. And now we have Pope Leo strongly endorsing the other part. And here's the thing. Sure, there's climate change, but the idea that man is behind it, you've got over 2,000 researchers and scientists and climatologists, including PhDs around the world, saying this is a lie. You're being told a lie that carbon dioxide is a pollutant. It's not. Carbon dioxide is needed to bring life. And in fact, there's peer-reviewed studies showing now that the earth is actually greening. And a greener earth means better food, more nutrients, more vitamins. This whole climate change narrative has been wrought with fraud. Remember what Jesus said: Satan's a liar and the father of lies. And now you are seeing Satan full on lying to us. He lied to us through the pandemic that has resulted in the maiming and death of millions because of what was proposed to us. And now you're seeing with climate change, we're about to be imposed now, all of us, with a digital ID. This is coming. It's begun now. It's just moments away. It's months away from happening all over the world.
Yeah.
And part of that digital ID is that we will be monitored with our carbon footprint. They're already starting to label packages in the UK with your carbon score. If you buy this is how much your carbon score would be reduced. This is a diabolical neo-communist, is communism with a green hat. And this is what's coming. And again, I'm not judging Pope Leo, but I think you talked about Akita and the spirit of compromise in the church. We exist, said Paul VI. The church exists to evangelize, to proclaim Jesus Christ and the good news, to save people, not to save planet Earth. Yes, we need to take care of the planet, and that's important. That's part of our stewardship. But now, as I read a headline yesterday on one of these websites that's exposing the climate lie, the author of that website said, is this the new gospel of the Catholic Church? Is climate change now the new dogma of the Catholic Church? And I want to cry, because that's how the world's viewing the Catholic Church now, that we're part of this UN agenda that is frankly diabolical. Well, I'm pretty excited about this, but I can't scream it. I can't shout it loud enough, brothers. The warning signs, the danger. This is how communism is now coming to the world again. And so many people don't see it. And I'm not saying that as to try and insult them, but they don't see it. And your friend Monsignor Charles Pope suggested about 3-4 years ago, he said, I think we're beginning to see the strong delusion that precedes the Antichrist spreading in the world. And I 100%, 110% agree with Monsignor Charles. The deception we're seeing now is huge. And this is why I think we're coming to the culminating point where God will give us, after some terrible trials, he will give us an illumination of conscience to give those people who are being deceived now one last chance before he purifies the world. Because when he does, the world will not look anything like what it does now.